Okay. Next to it, you see the settings. In the settings, you can
just a minute, sir. I'm clicking. It's not opening for me. Yeah, over there, you have start recording. Yeah.
Yeah, start or stop recording. Okay. So if you press start, it will be in red color.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, it will be by default, it will be saved in documents folder. If you want to save it in a different folder, you have settings link next to it, right?
Yeah.
You click on the settings link and you can change the destination folder. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Now we'll continue.
Okay.
Okay, this is about myself. And so next, let's start with introduction to SAP. So any idea what does SAP stand for? Any idea? No idea?
You can. I know it, but like.
Don't remember exactly.
If it'll go wrong.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Okay. SAP stands for System Applications
Programming
and Products.
Processing or programming. Yeah.
Systems, applications and products in it's not at over, still something is there. Applications and products in data processing.
Yeah, data processing.
Okay, so whose product is this SAP? Any idea?
SAP Labs?
Yeah, SAP belongs to a company called SAP AG actually, which is a
AG, yeah.
German company. Okay, so SAP is a German product. Okay, and what kind of product is SAP? Any idea?
It's an ERP product.
Okay, SAP is a ERP product. So what does ERP stand for? Any idea?
Abbreviation.
Okay, ERP stands for
enterprise reporting something.
No. Enterprise resource and for planning. ERP stands for enterprise resource planning. So what is this enterprise resource planning? Can you elaborate?
It is basically like you have an enterprise and you have to, the resources you have, how to have in control of all the resources, like if you have, how to get, you maintain the records of your accounting records, for example accounting records, how to maintain it like computerized manner.
Okay, what is the resource? May I know what is the resource?
Resources like whatever the enterprise are dealing in, like get in hold with. The resources are basically, for example, financial documents like balance sheet, P&L,
no,
and all that.
So basically the resources are like this.
The budget and the financing thing. Yeah.
See, the resources can be a money. Money is one resource. Human resources.
Main
People,
resource.
People are resources. Like your assets, your plants, whatever an enterprise will have, they're all resources. Like maybe human resources, maybe financial resources, or maybe assets. All these are resources. And planning those resources to maximize the benefit of an organization is ERP. Okay, that is from business point of view. From technical point of view, ERP is a integrated data management tool.
Okay.
What is integrated?
It is integrated as such. It is like a combination or
okay, combination of
combination of all the datas together, put together in a one slot, and
so
managing
data
them.
of what?
The tools, data of money, of accounts, of various transactions which are conducted within an organization, of how the finances go about, how the money budgets are handled.
Okay, so here actually when I say integrated data management, to understand what is integrated data management, I'll give one simple scenario. Like for example, in any organization there can be different departments like this, like finance,
Yeah.
like HR, like sales department, like purchase department or procurement department, and like
HR,
production,
finance,
like production department.
production,
Okay, like okay, HR.
payroll,
Like this, there will be even more departments can be there.
sales,
Sales has come,
logistics.
logistics, warehouse, whatever. There will be number of departments. Sales, marketing,
Okay.
like that. Okay, every department has its own data. So you can use different applications to manage the data of different departments. For example, to manage the data of financial accounting, you can use applications like Tally. To manage the data of HR, you can use applications like PeopleSoft.
Okay.
To manage the data of purchasing department, you can use applications like, let's say, X application. For production, you use Y application. For sales department, use Z application. Here, you are using different applications to manage the data of different departments. So this is not integrated data management. Okay, in case of ERP, so all these applications are replaced by one application. Let's call it SAP. So instead of storing your data in multiple applications, you store the data of all your departments in one system or one application. This is called integrated data management.
Fine.
So what are the advantages of this integrated data management? Or what are the advantages of ERP system?
You can retrieve information from any of the departments easily. There's more accuracy in maintaining data and easy access of data.
Okay, so easy access of data. Okay, then that is one advantage. Any other advantages?
Accuracy.
Accuracy of data. Okay.
And like if you
Okay, so I'll put the same advantages in a different form. Okay, I'll start with single database. Single and central database.
Fine.
That means here there is only one database for all the departments. If you use multiple applications, there will be multiple databases. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, there is no redundancy of data.
Centralized database. Yeah.
Okay. So might be knowing what is redundancy of data.
Yeah.
So there is no repetition of the data. So while storing or while entering.
Yeah.
For example, if you use multiple applications, you are going to enter the same data twice. Once in, let us say, you are entering a sales invoice. You enter that in the sales application. And again, you are going to enter the same data in the financial account. So you are entering the data redundantly and you are storing the data redundantly. Okay. And single time data entry or single time or single point data entry.
Okay.
Okay, so you need not enter data in multiple. In other way, it is a kind of avoidance of redundancy. Okay, next, the major
Okay.
advantage is, as you told, like easy to access the data, but I'm putting it in a different words, like up-to-date information.
Okay.
That means if you use multiple applications, so let's say you enter sales invoice in the sales system. Until you enter the data from your sales application into the tally, your finance data is incomplete.
Yeah.
But here it's not so. As soon as you enter data in one department, it updates all the relevant departments automatically. You enter sales
Okay.
invoice in the sales system. It updates your accounts payable automatically. Accounts receivable automatically. You enter sales
Okay.
invoice you enter purchase invoice in the purchase module. It updates your accounts payable automatically.
Mm-hmm.
You run your payroll in HR.
Mm-hmm.
It updates your accounts payable automatically. So you receive some goods
Okay.
into your warehouse. So warehouse
Mm-hmm.
person will just enter the quantity of goods, but accounting entry is made automatically for that based on the quantity and price.
Mm.
So everything happens automatically. You enter data in one place, it updates all the relevant departments or relevant places automatically. So at any point of time, your information is up to date. So up to date information can enable you to plan your resources in a uh, in a in an effective manner. Okay, so this is the major
Okay.
advantage of ERP system. Okay, next, scalability.
Okay.
So what is scalability? We are going to discuss this later. We are going to come and discuss this point again. Okay, there are number
Okay.
of ERP systems available in the market. Can you name any?
Mm. Tally, Peachtree, SAP.
Okay, Tally is an ERP system. Okay, SAP.
SAP. SAP.
Okay, have you ever heard of this?
Oracle, yeah. Oracle Financial
Oracle
Controlling.
Financials, Oracle Apps. And have you
Yeah.
ever heard of this?
BANN. No.
BAM. Have you ever heard of this?
JD. No.
Even
JD
Microsoft,
Edwards, yeah, I have.
you heard. Okay. So have you ever heard of, like, even Microsoft also has its own version of ERP. So any idea?
MS. MS
Microsoft?
Office.
No. Microsoft Dynamics, etc.
Dynamics. Okay.
Okay, there may be other ERP systems which are not so famous. But of all these, SAP is
Mm-hmm.
famous for its functionality, for its cost effectiveness,
Oracle
and
is
for its ease
famous.
of use. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is something general about ERP systems available in the market. Now let us see what is the version that is going on in the current time. Okay. So the current version is ECC
Okay.
6.0, and before that actually is SAP R by 3, and even before that, so obviously there must be R2. Before that, so there is something
Okay.
called R1.
Okay.
So let's start with the last one. EC6 stands for ERP Central Component.
ERP Central Component.
And R stands for, okay, if you talk about this version, R stands for real time.
Okay.
What is real time? Any idea?
Real time. Real times are real life based examples or real life situations.
No. So here it's not kind of live thing. Actually, real time means it is instantaneous update of the database, you can say. For example, you go to an
No.
ATM and you withdraw money from the ATM. So as soon as you withdraw
Okay.
money, your account is updated in real time, instantaneously.
Okay.
Okay. So in any, like, within a fraction of time, you can say, or within no time, the database update happens and up-to-date information will be available. That is real time. The similar concept is available here, because at that time this R3 is released in 80s. Okay, R3, R2 was released in actually R3 in 90s and R2 in 80s. Before that,
Okay.
actually SAP is in the product SAP is introduced in 1972. So at that time it was R1, later R2, now it is R3. Now you know what is real time. But what is this 2 or
Yeah.
3 stands for? 3 stands for 3 tier.
Version.
No.
Yeah.
3 stands for 3 tier
Times.
or 3 layer.
3 levels.
3 tiers are 3 layers. So what is this 3 tier or 3 layer? To understand this, you need to understand something called architecture of SAP.
Okay.
So SAP has 3 tier architecture or 3 layered architecture. So this something it describes about the nature of the product. Architecture.
Okay.
3 tier or 3 layered architecture. So before that there is something called client server mechanism. Okay, so SAP works on client server mechanism. So any idea what is client server mechanism?
Okay.
So just I guess
Client
give,
server mechanism.
okay.
It is the server, client and server where you can manage all the clients on your server.
No, actually my question is what is a client and what is a server? So I can explain something.
Client are basically
Yeah, go ahead.
clients are basically the people who you get from, and the server is basically where all the datas are located, and if anything is required by a client, you can automatically access, they can access and
Okay. So here
autom
actually both client and server, no people here. This is a technical term actually. So client is not a people
okay.
or person. So here client and server both are machines actually. So
Okay.
client server, I'll give one simple example. You using internet, you browse internet and you connect to various web pages. You display various web
Yeah.
pages. That web page is actually hosted in some server in a remote
So,
place. So where that web page is there, that is a server. So there your PC is the client. Okay. So your PC and that server are communicating with each other. Okay, that is client
okay,
server.
sir.
I'll give one the same example again. Let's say ATM example. So ATM is the client. When you do ATM, when you do transactions in ATM, so data is not stored in the ATM actually. So data of all the customers is stored in one server. That server is backend and ATM is the front end. So here ATM is the client and the machine where the data is stored or processed is the server.
Okay.
Okay. So that is SAP also works on similar mechanism. So here I told like there are 3 tiers in the SAP's architecture. So what are these 3 tiers? I'm going to create one table again. Okay, so here we have 3 layers. One is database layer, other one is application layer, and third one is presentation layer.
Okay.
Okay, see here. Okay, here I'll just okay, database and application layer are commonly called backend.
Backend. Front-end.
And whereas this presentation layer is called front end.
Front-end.
So any idea what is backend and what is front end?
Backend is where all the data is stored and analyzed. Front-end is the output or whatever the processed information is displayed.
Yes.
Presentation layer.
Yes,
Yeah?
exactly. Like database, backend is the where data is stored or where data is processed. And front end is where data is displayed or where data is entered. Okay. So to understand this 3-layered concept, I'll again give one, I am going to create one more table like okay, I have my database layer and I have my okay, let us say this is database layer, this is application layer, and this is presentation layer. And here I'm going to merge this. Okay, here I have my database, and here I have application servers. AP server 1. Okay, I'm going to merge. Okay, AP server 2.
Okay.
AP server 3. And here I have presentation layer. Let's say PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4, PC5, and PC6.
Okay.
Now, to be technically speaking, like I can install all these 3 components into 3 distinct machines. For example, I can install database on one machine. I can install application server on one machine. I can install front end or presentation on one machine. Okay, here these are normal PCs. Okay, these are high-end machines.
Okay.
So here, for example, you have employees. Employees will access the data using the presentation system. So if any employee joins, he will be provided a PC. Using that PC, he is going to connect to the server. So his PC is the presentation. So the advantage of this architecture is scalability. Now I'm going to come to this point again. See, let's say this year some 10 employees had joined in the organization. Without disturbing the back end, you can just add more PCs in the front end, in the presentation layer. So they will provided with PC, they will connect to the server and they will work without making any changes in the back end. You want to change the back end, so it may have effect on your business. Your business will be down for a few days until you update this. That is the advantage. and these presentation layer can be distributed. Actually, this presentation can be anywhere, like it can be from your head office, it can be from your branch, it can be from your plant, it can be from your warehouse, even from your home also you can access the system, access the server. Okay, this is in the live scenario. In the learning environment, like let's say we are going to provide a username and password, and you install something like this. Do you see SAP logon here? This is called SAP front end. Using this, okay, you click on here, and here you say, okay, they will provide you the IP address of the server. So based on the IP address, you can connect to the server using internet. Okay, this is just any user, end user or user will just install the front end, they will connect to the server actually. Okay, so that is okay, so that is the 3-layered architecture. Okay. Now we discuss something about SAP project.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so we are going to discuss in a comparative way. For example, okay, we have on one side we have C, C++, on other side we have Java. Yeah, excuse me.
Sure.
Hello. Hello. Deepali, we have session in the evening. Okay, okay, I'll check it. Okay, I'll check it in 15 minutes. Okay, so on one side we have C, C++ and Java. On other side we have SAP. And just for the sake of comparison I am giving, we are not going to learn C or C, C++ or Java. So we need not worry about it. Okay, what is C, C++, Java in the first place? Any idea?
It's Oracle.
Okay, C, C++, Java, they are programming languages, right? Using which you develop your own application. So it is a customized solution or customized application. So whereas SAP is a generic solution.
Okay.
Whereas SAP is a generic solution. What is the generic solution and what is customized solution? Any idea?
Customized solution is customized, means tailored according to the customer's requirement, whereas generic is like coming from like origin. It's not
okay, it is something like this. Actually,
customized, not manipulated. It's like coming as such.
okay, it is something like this. Actually, customized solution is a solution exclusively made for you, an application exclusively developed for you. So while developing the application, you keep your business requirements in mind. Okay, and whereas SAP is a generic application that is available in the market. Anyone can buy it and use it. So it is not meant for one company or one organization. So that is the difference. Customized means application exclusively developed for you. So here in any project, any IT project, you need to do certain activities like database development. So here if you want to go for customized solution, you need to develop the database. Here it is ready. And here application to be developed. Here it is ready. That means if you want to go for a customized solution, you have to develop the database, you have to develop the application. So you have to develop everything from scratch. But if you buy SAP package, everything comes along with it. Okay. So database, application and everything comes along with it. It is a ready-made package. And in terms of resources, let's say for developing a customized solution, you need to have resources like programmers. And you need to have resources like database experts. And you need to have resources like system administrators. Okay, etc. Same way for implementing SAP project also, you need to have certain resources. For example, a person who works in C or C++ is called a programmer. Same way, a person who works in SAP project is called, any idea? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, Isha, can you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear you.
Okay, so a person who works in SAP project is called?
Yeah, a consultant.
Okay, have you ever heard of this word?
Yeah.
Okay, consultant is the word associated with ERP. Generally, you can say ERP consultant. Okay, or specifically like SAP consultant, BAN consultant, JD Edward consultant, Oracle Apps consultant, something like that. Or more specifically like FI consultant, CO consultant, HR consultant, something like that. And consultants are again of different types. So any idea?
Consultant, basic consultant, advanced consultant, maybe.
Basic consultant and?
Not sure.
Not sure, okay. So basically the consultants are of two types actually. Technical as well as? Technical consultants and functional consultants. So what is a technical consultant and what is a functional consultant? Any idea?
Technicals are which deal with all technical. Functional are basically.
Okay, basically. Okay, it's something like this. Technical consultants will take care of the technical aspects of the problem, like programming, like installation, like user management, etc. And functional consultants, they are more associated with the business process rather than the technical issues.
Okay.
And example for functional consultants.
Okay.
FI consultant, CO consultant, SD consultant, HR consultant, MM consultant, etc. These are all called functional consultant. And functional consultant need to have something called domain knowledge. So what is domain knowledge? Any idea?
Domain knowledge domain is basically the storage, data stored in a domain.
No.
And you have the access knowledge how to retrieve that data.
No, we are talking about the business here. We are not talking technical terms actually.
Domain knowledge is business. Okay. In a business.
Okay, it is something like this.
For an FI consultant, he must be knowing all the various firms how they go about
Okay, it is something
their
like
process.
domain knowledge is the knowledge associated with a particular trade. For example, if you want to become financial
Okay.
consultant, you need to have knowledge in financial accounting. If you want to become CO consultant,
Yeah.
you need to have knowledge in cost accountancy. Okay, CO is
Yeah.
stands for controlling, and it is a cost accountancy tool
Costing.
available in SAP. And SD
Okay.
stands for sales and distribution. So if you want to become a SD consultant, you need to have
Okay.
knowledge in sales and marketing related activities. If you want to become a HR consultant, you need to have knowledge in time management, payroll, that kind of
Yeah.
HR related activities.
Yeah.
So that is called domain
Okay.
knowledge. Okay,
Okay.
so knowledge associated with a particular branch or trade, that is domain. Domain experience. Experience as a
Okay.
accountant, experience as a cost accountant, experience as an HR executive.
Yeah.
That will be helpful if you have. Okay, basically like people from commerce background, students become students or MBAs or CAs, they will become functional consultants because they know the business process
Okay.
and they have domain knowledge. And what is the
Yeah.
responsibility of functional consultants? What are these consultants going to do? Here I have one question. Here you need to develop everything from scratch. You need to develop the
Yeah.
database. You need to develop the application. So you need all these people. But here
Programmers,
everything is
database
ready.
experts.
Okay, database is ready, application is ready. When everything is ready, when SAP is a ready-made solution, why you need consultants? What are these consultants do if it is a ready-made product? So answer is
They know how to go about the process,
no, no.
software,
Okay.
and
Okay.
they know how to. Yeah,
Okay.
they have the know-how of the software.
Okay, it is something like this. Actually, even though SAP is a ready-made product, even though database is there, even though application is there, you cannot enter data into SAP as soon as you buy it. But
Okay.
before entering data into SAP, you need to do something called so have you ever heard of this word configuration?
Configure, yeah.
So as soon as you buy SAP, you cannot enter data into SAP. You need to do certain settings in the system before entering the data. That is called configuration.
Okay.
For example, according to your country, you have to make certain settings in the system. According to the taxes that are applied to your company, you are going to make certain settings. According to the currencies you are using, you are going to make certain settings. According to your organization structure, you are going to make certain settings. According to your own business requirements, you are going to make certain settings. So that is called configuration. Configuration is the basic responsibility of a functional consultant.
Okay.
Just like the word programming or coding is associated with developers or programmers, same way the word configuration is associated with functional consultants. Almost all the time the functional consultants will be doing configuration. Okay, in fact the major part of SAP project is configuration. Just like the major part of a Java or C++ project is coding or programming. Okay. Now configuration is nothing but making certain settings in the system according to the requirements.
Okay, sir.
That is functional consultants. Okay, now I'll come to technical consultants. Technical consultants, they are more associated with technical aspects of the project. So basically the BTechs, MBAs,
Yeah.
BSec, MCA, these people will become technical consultants. Okay, technical consultants, they are again of different types. For example, ABAP programmers,
Okay.
basis consultants.
Okay.
So what is ABAP? Okay, here I have one more question actually.
Okay.
Here you need to develop the database, you need to develop the application. So you need programmers here. But here it is a ready-made product. All the application, database and everything is there. If everything is there already, why you need programmers again? So answer is, before going for that answer, I'll explain what is ABAP. Okay. ABAP stands for Advanced Business Application Programming Language.
Okay.
Advanced Business Application Program.
Okay.
Okay, we call it
For
as
doing an ABAP programming, you need to have a engineering background or something.
See, generally, I'm talking about a general scenario. Generally, if you are comfortable with programming, you can become a web programmer. Let's say a BCom guy may not be comfortable with programming. He's more comfortable with the business process rather than the technical issues. So generally, but there are people like who are who are a functional consultant, but they are not from big commerce background. But there are programmers who are not from BTech or BCA. Okay, but this is a general trend actually. So ABAP 4, ABAP stands for Advanced Business Application Programming Language, and 4 stands for 4th generation.
Okay.
Okay, so just like C, C++, Java, ABAP is a programming language. So it is the proprietary programming language of SAP. The whole SAP application has been developed in this platform, ABAP platform. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to explain the question. Why you need programmers? It is a ready-made product. The answer is SAP has standard tools, standard programs. They meet almost all your business requirements.
Okay.
In case if they do not meet your business requirements, so ABAP programmers can extend the functionality of SAP by writing customized programs. Okay. Suppose you want to see customer balances. There are standard reports, but you want it in a different format. So ABAP programmer can write a program which can display in whatever format you want. Sometimes you want to automate the process. For example, if you want to post a document, manually you can post one document. But if you have 100 documents, okay, 100 entries, let us say you are making some GL entries. You have one entry or two entries, manually you can post. But let us say you have 100 entries. It is difficult to post manually those 100 entries. An ABAP programmer can write a program which can post all these 100 entries within a fraction of time. So in number of places you need ABAP programmer services in the project, SAP project. And basis consultants. So basis consultants are also called basis administrators. So what is the responsibility of system administrator here?
What is the basis and the consultant?
No, I'm talking about what is administrator. You see my highlighted system administrator. What is administrator in general in computer context?
Yeah.
For example, in your workplace, if you cannot log into a system, you call the administrator.
They administer, they monitor.
Monitor? What? Monitor what?
Okay. Sorry?
Okay, so what do they monitor? It is something like this. Actually, in a workplace, if you are unable to log into the PC, you just call the administrator. So administrator is the person who create usernames and passwords, and he will install applications. He will install operating system. He will take care of LAN. Okay, that is administrator, right? Same way in SAP context, basis consultants are administrators of SAP. So they will take care of installation. They will take care of monitoring. They'll take care of user management.
Fine.
So installation of SAP. Installation of SAP related packages, patches, that's all part of basis consultant's job. Okay, and monitoring the server. So turning and turning off the server, optimizing the speed of the server, that's all part of basis consultant's job. Next is user management. And what is user management? So what is user in the first place? Any idea?
Users are the person who operates the software. What all instructions are to be allowed for them, what are the space where they can operate or something like that.
Yeah.
The number of, like before you have given an example of PCs, right? There you give some privileges to some PCs and you then redundant some privileges like that in order to monitor that.
Okay, in simple English, person is who uses the application is a user.
Yeah.
But who are going to use application here? To understand the concept of user in SAP SAP context. So I'll give one simple business scenario like this. For example, I have a company like XYZ Pharma.
Okay.
Okay, XYZ Pharma is an organization. It wants to implement SAP in its organization. It has two options. One is recruit all the consultants, all the technical consultants, all the functional consultants, and get work done by them. So it is in-house project. And other option is outsourcing. So what is outsourcing?
Giving the certain BPOs
It is something like
your work.
Okay, if you do not have a proper resources for a particular job, you can send the job to outside. You can send the job to third party.
Okay.
That is called outsourcing. For example, here XYZ Pharma is a pharma company. It will not have all these technical people, all these consultants. And for one project's sake, it cannot recruit all these people. So what it do, it will outsource to someone like Wipro or TCS or Satyam or Accenture or something like that.
Okay.
So here Accenture is a consultancy. And XYZ Pharma is the client of Accenture. So here Accenture will do all the necessary configuration testing and everything and hand it over to the XYZ Pharma and it will charge something for it. So it is outsourcing scenario.
Okay.
And here Accenture will dedicate a team which consists of different consultants. FI consultant, CO consultant, SD consultant, MM consultant, HR consultant, PP, production planning consultant, etc.
Okay. Okay.
From FI side, from client side, there will be different departments, like finance department, costing department,
Yeah.
sales department, purchase department,
Okay.
HR department, and production department, etc.
Okay. Okay.
So here each consultant will be coordinating department. FI consultant will be coordinating FI department. CO consultant with costing department. SD consultant with sales department. MM with purchase. Like this,
Purchase.
each consultant will gather requirements from a particular department, and based on that he is going to configure his module. And all the consultants will gather the requirements from their respective departments and they configure their modules based on those requirements. And finally, all these modules are going to be integrated. That is SAP project. So when we talk about department, in FI department, there can be number of people work in a department. Okay, for example, in FI department, accounts clerk, accounts manager, general manager, something like that. In costing department, cost accountant, costing manager, something like that. So all these people who works in various departments are called end users. And people from consultancy side are called, as you know, consultants and end user. Two kinds of users. So what is the difference in terms of responsibilities? For example, consultant is a person who configures the system, as you know, as discussed earlier already. And end user is the responsibility of end user. So end user's responsibility is to enter the data.
Data entry.
Okay, so here end user, the consultant will configure the system. And during the development stage, development is nothing but configuration stage. During configuration stage, the consultants are going to use the system. During the production stage, what is production? So it is something like this. Actually, the consultants will configure the system, they will test it, they will hand it over to the client. Then they start entering data into the system. From that point onwards, the system is said to be in production.
Produced. Yeah.
That means production data means actual business data is called production data. So the system is in production means already the configuration and everything is done, and the end users are using the system. End users are they are entering it. So during the production stage, end users are using the system. During the development stage, the consultants will be using the system. Now you know the difference. Basically, the consultant is a person with thorough knowledge of SAP system, whereas end user is a person with limited knowledge. For example, accounts clerk can make a GL entry in the system. Okay, or he can GL balance. But consultant can configure the system, can make settings in the system. That is the difference. Okay. Now you understand the difference between an end user and a consultant. And for both consultants as well as end users. Because if you want to become a consultant, you need to know end user part as well. That means, so end user is a subset of consultants. Like without knowing the end user's part, without knowing how to enter the data, without knowing the business process, you cannot configure the system. Okay. So this is helpful for both end users as well as consultants. Okay. And the training methodology. So this is the intro part of SAP. Now the training methodology is something like this. So the training methodology is something like we are going to like something like concept and project. Both go in a parallel way. It is something like this. Every day you learn some concept and you apply that in your project. And if you look at each session, it looks like a different topic. At the end of your course, if you put everything together, it looks like a project. In one way, it's something like this. You are going to create a company, and for that company, you are going to configure all the business process, right from the GL accounting to the accounts receivable, to the accounts payables, to asset accounting, to bank accounting, whatever, all the business process, and finally you are going to generate financial statements. like P&L account statement or balance sheet account statement.
Okay.
Okay, so that is project oriented training, and this session is intro session, and next session is we are going to start the next session with login, how to log in and how to
Okay.
navigate in SAP environment. Then we are going to
Okay.
start with basic settings.
Okay.
So basic settings are
You
part
have to
of,
download the SAP software, right?
no, you
For
need
the
not.
next
Okay,
session?
I'll come to that part again. Okay, basic settings are part of configuration. That means from the next session onwards, you are going to start configuration. Every day you do some configuration and you enter the data to test the configuration. Okay.
Okay.
And to what if you talk about the server, so you need not install the server in your PC. Actually going to provide the server access. You just install something like this in your PC, and you can connect to my server and you can practice. Because if you
Okay.
want to install SAP in your PC, you have to change your operating system first. So because your Windows 7 or 8 will not support SAP application. Okay. If you want to install server in your SAP server in your PC, you have to replace your operating system with Windows Server 2003 or 2007. Okay. So
Okay.
and you have to, every time you want to practice, you have to turn on the server first. It takes around 5 to 10 minutes. After practicing, you have to turn off the server. So if to install server operating system and you cannot use it PC for other purpose. For example, if you want to browse internet, so there is risk, like if you connect to internet, the virus attack or some risk is there. So your server SAP will get corrupted. So what we advise is you just install something like this SAP logon in your PC. Using this, you can connect to my server. Okay.
Okay.
So this is intro session. Okay. Any questions from your side? And about the books, I'm going to provide 2 books actually. Book 1 and book 2. Okay. So I'm going to provide the soft copy of these books, and you are going to get a printout of these books, and you keep these books while in the session, so that you can refer to these books when I'm giving a demo, practical demo in the session. You can cross refer in the book what I am doing, and if any corrections, spontaneous additions or corrections, you can note down in those books. Okay.
Okay.
So why we are using these books? We are not going to instruct any, dictate any notes or anything, so that we can save time.
Okay, fine.
So these books are something like a workbook kind of thing. So they are very like practical oriented books. Okay.
Fine.
Okay. So any questions from your side?
Yeah. Your sessions for 3 months, right, sir?
Yeah, 3 calendar months actually.
3 calendar months. Yeah. So actually, for this month, like, is it okay if I start from next month or something like that?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Sure, it's up to your convenience. Actually, there are no disturbance from your side, right? Even if you use dongle.
No. Today there were no disturbance, nothing like that.
Yeah, okay. Okay, it's up to you. Like from whatever time convenient for you, you can join the course.
Okay. And the payments, how it is to be done?
Yeah, actually, I'll provide my bank account details, and you can transfer the amounts in those bank accounts. So I'll provide you ACB and SBI accounts. Okay, depending on convenience, you can use any account. And you can pay in 2 installments, as I told you earlier. Half amount in the beginning, after 3 weeks.
At the end?
Yeah, not at the end, after 3 weeks.
Oh, after 3 weeks. Fine. And those books, it how many topics are to be covered?
Actually, these are the, I'll show you my books. Okay, this is book 1 actually, and these are the topics actually. It is something like this. Basically, it is something like this. Business process oriented approach, not technical approach. Okay. So first we start with login and navigation in the next session. Then we'll go for basic settings. After basic settings, we'll go for general ledger accounting. In that first we do settings, then end user part. So we make settings, we enter some data, we post the entries, and we'll display the balances. We'll see how it's going to. Okay. Next, the next thing will be like cash journal. So settings for cash journal and end user for cash journal. It will be something like this. So every topic is settings. Settings is nothing but configuration part and end user part.
Understood. And the project you will teach me over here, and the project part I have to do, and
yeah,
how
and you are going to practice the same
supposed
thing.
to be.
If you look at this, actually it is something like a project. See, in the day 1, actually we are going to create a company code. For this company or company code, we are going to configure all the business process. Throughout the course, we are going to use the same company code. So it is something like we are configuring all the business process for a particular company code. So it is something like a project actually.
Understood.
Okay. So,
okay, sir.
If you have any other questions, you can ping me or you can call me at any time.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Nice speaking to you.
Okay, right. Thank you. Bye.